I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting for April 21st, 2014. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Here. Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Tempest.
Present.
Alderman May. Present. Alderman Valco. Alderman Rivera.
Present.
Alderman Cunningham. Present. Alderman Conken. Alderman Moiseo.
Present.
Invocation, Bishop Coburn.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you again for another city council meeting. Thank you for our mayor, for our aldermen. We thank you for our city. We ask your blessing to continue to be upon our city. We pray that you would bless us to continue to love each other and respect each other. We ask these blessed in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Under Mayor's comments, as you look on the agenda, you can see that we received a very distinguished award, and I'll read the letter I got, and it reads as follows. The certification of achievement for excellence in financial reporting has been awarded to the City of Waukegan by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, GFOA, for its comprehensive annual financial report. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and by its management. An award of financial reporting achievement has been awarded to the individual, department, or agency designated by the government as primarily responsible for preparing the award-winning CAFR. At this point, I'd like to acknowledge our own Tina Smigelski, our finance director, for her great achievement. Thank you, Tina. Step up, please. Come on, Tina. I want you to know how diligently this woman works. The city was in dire straits financially. This woman, Tina Smigelski, is the one who championed the cause of getting us to the position we're in now. And I have to tell you, I've worked with her for a year now, and she is awesome. She is committed, or she should be committed. But Tina, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you. Good picture. Say anything? No. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Good job. Last week, the county recognized some outstanding achievements, and there was an award given last week by State's Attorney Nierheim. It was a law enforcement award, and I'd like everyone to be very proud that our gang unit received that award. And I was very proud of them. Chief Wallace, are you here? Wayne, please tell your men we're very proud of their accomplishment. We're very proud of the way they conducted themselves. Our police department gang unit has become trainers for all Lake County, and they deserve this award. And I'm very grateful that we have such a great group of men who really are committed to making Waukegan a much better place. So please, Wayne, pass that on. Anyone for audience time? No one for audience time? Minutes. Motion to approve the minutes of
Item B.
Oh, I'm sorry. Richard Welton. He's not here.
No, but
There's a representative.
Okay, I'm sorry. The next is Tim Delsaver. He's from Pace, and Mr. Delsaver wants to present us with some money.
Yeah.
We'll always take that.
Tim, if you'd like to make a statement?
Okay. Mayor Motley, City Alderman, good evening. My name is Tim Dilsaver, and I'm the Community Relations Representative for the City of Waukegan for Pace Bus. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes this evening to recognize your city in support of public transportation through your participation in our Add Shelter program. When you're a part of the PACE Add Shelter program, PACE riders in your community enjoy added comfort and convenience of transit shelter with the additional benefit of PACE and the city sharing advertising revenue presented by these shelters. The revenue enables PACE and the city to provide transit amenities to constituents, the use of public funds, but without the use of public funds, that also generate additional revenue for the city that can dedicate those to other important public services. We look forward to continuing our partnership with the city and exploring opportunities for additional bus shelter in the community. On behalf of PACE, I would like to present Mayor Motley and the City of Waukegan this check in the amount of $19,254,069. This is your municipality's share of the 2013 revenue sharing program. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Well, obviously, we made a commitment for some advertising, and obviously it paid off, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, minutes. Motion to approve the minutes of April 7, 2014, regular minutes, the City of Waukegan special meeting minutes of April 14th. Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. All's in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Mayor, did we have
Resolution,
agenda items?
proclamation, presentation, appointments. There will be a presentation by the mortgage mediation. If you please step forward.
No agenda items? Audience time for agenda items?
All right, good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Circuit Judge Mitchell Hoffman. I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about our mortgage foreclosure mediation program in the 19th Judicial Circuit. And why do I want to tell you about it? I want to tell you about it because we need your help getting the word out to the public. We need your help getting the word out because we think this is a program that's beneficial not only to individual homeowners and their families, but to communities as a whole. Now, the program came about in response to what's been called, I believe accurately, the mortgage foreclosure the mortgage foreclosure crisis. And that crisis started in about 2007, and in the Lake County Circuit Court, we saw our mortgage foreclosure caseload increase about tenfold. We went up over 10,000 mortgage foreclosure cases pending in 2007, 2008. Now, of course, anytime a homeowner loses a home, that's a tragedy for that family. And then you can imagine the impact of thousands of these cases a year moving their way through the Lake County court system, in most cases, homeowners unable to afford an attorney and they're representing themselves. And the impact has not just been on families and on the courts. The impact is on communities as well. What generally happens in a foreclosure is at the end of the process, the home goes up for auction, and in most cases, the bank winds up buying the home back out of the foreclosure sale. And then what happens, because the housing market is depressed, these homes wind up sitting vacant for months or even years at a time. And we all know what the effect of vacant homes in a neighborhood is. It tends to bring down property values. And as Dave Marion can tell you, it also has the effect of leading to myriad building code violations and safety violations, all of which are problems that the cities such as Waukegan have to address at no small cost to themselves. Banks are also at this time coming to the realization that it's not in their best interests to foreclose on a home and wind up taking it back and having it sit vacant for a couple of years while they own it and can't sell it. So there's a common interest here in keeping homeowners in their homes, making mortgage foreclosure payments, payments to the banks, and keeping those homes occupied. That's where mortgage foreclosure mediation comes in. Our mediation program creates a stay of the litigation process. And during that litigation process, it gives the chance for the homeowners and the banks to talk about options such as a loan modification. So what is a loan modification? A loan modification literally is a process of trying to take that monthly payment and make it affordable for the family. And there's a number of ways you can do this. You can reduce the interest rate. You can lengthen the period of the loan, add payments onto the end of the loan. You can waive certain fees or default interest. Even in some cases, the principal can be reduced by the bank. All of these options can be discussed as a way of making the payment more affordable for the family. So if, in fact, during this process, a loan modification can be negotiated, then the family stays in the home, they keep making mortgage payments to the bank, and we don't have a vacant home on the block. So it's literally a win-win-win situation for everyone. By the way, the program is completely free for homeowners. So if during the mediation process a loan modification cannot be negotiated, then other options are discussed. But if the modification process is successful, then the case is dismissed. The judges of the 19th Judicial Circuit got a lot of input on this program before we adopted it. We got input from the banks, we got input from attorneys that represent homeowners, and we think it's one of the best programs in the state. I'm not going to go into the details of how it's run. That's too much information. You don't need all of that tonight. But what you need to know is that we've partnered in this process with the Affordable Housing Corporation of Lake County. They are providing the housing counseling services. We've partnered with a group called Resolution Systems, Inc. that is helping to set up court-sponsored mediation programs throughout the state of Illinois. And we've had substantial funding from the Illinois Attorney General's office to help us pay for this program. So as I said earlier, we've come to you tonight because we need help getting word out to your constituents. You're in the best position to know who in your community needs this help, and you're in a position to get the information to them. We've brought Olga Kordenskaya is here. She's got the PowerPoint presentation going on. She is our mortgage foreclosure mediation program coordinator. She has brought a lot of brochures with her, which we're going to make available to you. They are both in English and in Spanish. They explain the entire program. We would ask and encourage you to distribute these wherever you can or wherever you feel it's important to do it. If you contact Olga, and her email address is on the brochure, she will also send you these brochures in an electronic format so that you can email them to whomever you wish. So we appreciate your help in getting the word out to the public. We think it'll benefit your community. I can answer any questions, but I don't want to take too much of your time. If you have questions after tonight, again, Olga's phone number and contact information is on the brochure. You can give her a call, and she can answer your questions. So if there aren't any questions, thank you for your time.
Thank you, and we will put that on our website for you.
Thanks very much.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you. The next is the Lakefront Beach Community Report, Alderman May.
Your Honor, I was going to, would we be interested, seeing we have an agenda that I've never seen 2 pages before, would we be entertain the fact of an omnibus agenda tonight? We could take out the items, have the aldermen look over the items that they would like to take out to discuss, and the other items could be voted on omnibus. I'm making that suggestion.
With all due respect, Alderman Moiseo, I would suggest we not do that. There are a lot of items on here that I feel are very important that need to be discussed.
Okay.
And if you'd respect that, I'd
That's fine with me.
appreciate that.
I don't care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alderman May.
Thank you. The Lakefront Committee met this evening at 4:45. It was our inaugural meeting. I'll make the first motion. The Lakefront Committee recommends to approve the proposed general beach rules ordinance
Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera. Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Thank you. And the second item, the Lakefront Committee recommends to approve the proposed festival zone ordinance as presented, which affects the Steiner Pavilion concert grounds. And I so move.
Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera. Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
The Finance Committee, Alderman Newsome.
Thank you, Mayor. Item A, approve a resolution amending resolution number 12-R-60 relative to the amount of gaming revenue funds from the Video Gaming Act 230 ILCS 40 ET SEQ allocated to the Waukegan Police and Fire Pension Funds as presented. And this is taking the 5% that the city gets from the taxes to allocate the whole thing to the police and fire pension. And I so move.
Motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman May. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Thank you. Item B is to adopt an ordinance amending the amount of home rule municipal retailers occupation tax and the home rule municipal service occupation tax pursuant to Chapter 20, taxation as presented. This is going from the 1% sales, home rule sales tax to 1.5, and there was no recommendation, a negative recommendation from the committee. I don't know how we want to go about that. Do we do a
Motion by Alderman Newsome, seconded by Alderman May. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Motion is to what? Deny?
Motion is to
There was
deny.
there was a negative response from the committee.
I didn't hear deny.
So it's a motion
Just
to
a
deny.
motion. Is it to deny?
Motion to
To
deny.
deny.
Thank you. Could I ask a question regards,
Yes, you may. Alderman Tempest.
I don't know, explain, what is the actual total tax now? And
Ms.
what would
Miguelski, would you like to
the
step to
proposed
the mic,
increase
please?
take it to? I don't think, I know I go to,
Ms. Miguelski doesn't come up.
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to find out?
It goes up a 0.5%. It's
Yeah,
about
but
$1 million a year, which we earmark specifically for infrastructure improvement. Ms. Miguelski, would you explain?
Our current home rule sales tax is 1% now.
No.
You mean the total sales
I
tax
go
rate?
Sales tax rate.
What is my total tax going to be?
If this passed,
Yes.
it would be 9.5%.
And right now, it's 9.
Yes.
Now, can I ask a question?
Alderman Rivera.
Now, does this include our food and beverage
No.
tax?
Food and beverage.
Right now, food and beverage is at 9% right now, correct?
Correct. The prepared food and beverage. So that
Right.
doesn't apply to groceries. So the local food and beverage tax, which I believe you're referring to?
Yes.
Correct? So the local food and beverage tax is a locally levied and collected tax that applies to prepared food, i.e. a restaurant, and packaged liquor.
And
So
what is,
that would be in addition, that's 1%. That would be in addition to the sales tax, the state sales tax. So at a restaurant, that's another 1%.
Which
okay, so
total
which
is
would
what?
put them at what?
Well, it would be 10.
10?
Mhm.
All right. You know, I haven't, you know, we discussed it, I talked about it with you earlier today, Mayor. You know, the taxes, right now, the sales tax for Gurnee, what is it right now? Gurnee, Libertyville,
You know, they have a 0.5%, I believe. As of January, they did. Their home rule sales tax was a 0.5%. They too have a 1% food and beverage tax, last I checked.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if they increased or decreased that food and beverage tax.
are they going to be less than us?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless-
Pleasant Prairie, Obviously, there
Oh,
are.
I'm not sure what Wisconsin is.
Yeah.
I emailed to all the aldermen today. I apologize that I didn't give you a hard copy in your packet.
Yeah.
But as of January 1st, 2014, I obtained all of the home rule sales tax rates from the state of Illinois, and those were delivered to you. They do not include anything like a local food and beverage tax or a local gas tax.
Right. Thank you, Tina. You know, Mayor, you know, we really got to think about this a lot because, you know, people are leaving our town and going to Gurnee, Libertyville, other places to go eat. You know, to go eat, to buy clothes, to, you know, just raising this. I know why we definitely would need it for our infrastructure and our roads and everything, but there's other ways. We got to look seriously into other ways of creating more, getting more revenue. I also talked to you about our collection. Our collections, we need to, the only reason why our collections are notified in regards to the permits when they expired is when we're checking on sales tax, our collection. That's the only time we find out is when they're due. And there's a lot of businesses out there right now that are operating on expired businesses because it's up to us to go out there and make these collections. So there's a lot of money out there that's sitting out there for us to collect. So I know why we need this, I mean, but I just can't, I can't support this, Mayor.
And I understand that, Alderman.
Yeah.
But please understand this, of that percentage, the state gets 8%. We currently get 1%, and we're asking for a 0.5% more. So it's not that we're gouging anyone.
Yeah.
The state takes the huge majority of that money. We're asking for a 0.5%. We currently have 8%. Gurnee has a 0.5%, and they may have gone to a full percent. So as you think about this, don't look at the total number as being on us. We're asking for 1.5%.
Well,
The
I've
state's
got-
asking for 8.
I've met, you know, some business people this week, and, you know,
I
they
understand that.
definitely have a good argument. I kind of, you know, left the meeting with them with the impression that they would be satisfied if it was all across the table, even, you know, at a certain percentage that we agreed to. You know, instead of having, you know, food and beverage, you know, this tax, because they're going to be a lot more. They're going to be, like you said, 10%.
Your Honor?
That's
Your
to
Honor?
me is,
Alderman Moiseo?
In committee, we talked about this becomes a diminishing return. How high do you go with this before it becomes
Yeah.
not productive? Right now, with that 1%, we get about 2 million, and that money's already dedicated for something, correct?
Infrastructure.
Well, no, the 2 million now
Correct.
is,
What we have now?
Our existing home rule sales tax, the majority of it is already accounted for in the general fund
Okay.
to fund our operations. And then we also have a portion of that dedicated to the parking garage bonds.
and then if we raise this to 1.5, that additional money generated by the 0.5 would be used to help pay for a bond for the roads. So we are in a little bit of a quandary. How do we pay for roads, as we've discussed at the last council meeting? How do we pay for $40 million of roads? How? That's our question. How do you pay for $40 million of roads? That's the question that, and this will not pay for 40 million. It gets you partly there, but not anywhere near what you need to do. So that's what we need to think about.
Any other comments? Alderman May?
It's $1 million. We're talking approximately that this will generate. And I voiced in committee that I cannot support this. We're getting really creative on all kinds of things, but all our residents feel is tax, 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 tax. So we have to, and this is just to pay for a debt that we're going to take on. So I'm just guessing. I mean, off the top of my head, nowhere in our budget next year have we talked about the $1 million we're going to get in permit fees for the big building going across the street. Well, there's $1 million right there. You know, I'm not saying that that could be committed to paying these bonds, but I'm just saying, I just don't think that we can do this to, not just the business owners, to our residents.
Could- Real quick, and I agree with Alderman May, could you explain to the public, Tina, in as simple fashion as you can, the difference between a GO bond and a revenue bond, and why we'd probably want to go with a revenue bond? Can you explain that?
Sure. A GO bond means general obligation bond, which means that the entity issuing it is pledging their full faith and credit. And for municipalities in the state of Illinois, that means that it is a real estate property tax-backed bond. So when those bonds are issued, if it's a 20-year bond issue, 20-year loan, a tax levy is automatically filed on behalf of the city or the municipality with the county. So the property tax dollars are automatically levied, they're on the books, and it's got the full faith and credit pledge, meaning if the property taxes aren't sufficient, the bondholders can go in and they can force the county to collect more taxes, or they can take other funds. It's similar to the full faith and credit that you hear for federal debt. A revenue bond means, if it's a true revenue bond, that you are earmarking a specific revenue source. For example, this would be home rule sales tax, and you would issue the bonds, and those would be the primary pledge. If they fall short, it's the risk on the bond holders that there won't be sufficient money to pay back the principal and interest that you owe them. So that's why you pay a higher interest rate. That's why it's a higher risk debt to issue, but it does not automatically levy on the property tax bill. So that would be the difference. A lot of times you do a hybrid where you do a revenue bond. We did that for the parking garage, where the primary pledge is parking revenues, meter revenues, the garage revenues, pay back those bonds. And then we did a secondary pledge of the home rule sales tax. So if the parking revenues fall short, home rule sales tax then is a secondary pledge. So sometimes you see revenue bonds with more than one pledge to take the risk element away. It's really up to the council what type of bond they want to issue. This would allow the council to not place the burden of financing the roads onto the property owners, but it would be a different structure that would probably result in a little bit higher of an interest rate than a GO.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, the motion was made
Your
by
Honor, I do.
Alderman Cunningham.
You know, I hear Alderman May says that she hear from people throughout Waukegan. I'm going to tell you what I hear from residents who live on these streets, particularly in the First Ward. I can give you the perception of what they say. The perception is that the First Ward seems to be the ward that lacks when it comes to repaving and redoing sidewalks. I have to quickly let them know, and even I was even stunned when Alderman Tempest, when he was chairman, gave me a list in years of service of roads, and ironically, the First Ward was one of the better wards with better streets. But that was almost 10 years ago. We're talking today. And if you want to place the blame on some of us council members, do so. When it comes to there has not been a sufficient road program that's been in place where we can address a 5, 10, 15, 20-year process. I know when Mr. Haggerty left his the first time, we were on that road. When he came back, he then at least gave me, I'm pretty sure he's talked to other aldermen, where we kind of fell off that road, whether it be because of money, because of proper, not planning correctly. It didn't happen. Alderman Moiseo said it best. We are at a crossroads. But what we cannot do is allow the city continue to deteriorate the way it has been over the last 10 or 15 years. It cannot happen. Now, all of us, politically, it is the worst thing you can do is to talk about raising taxes. But what I have found out last 15 years, People do not mind paying for a service that they can see. We're going to be able to see some action. We're going to be able to see some of these roads in our community get better. Or we're going to start being like City of Chicago. Start paying for some of the repairs that comes. I don't know about you, but I do know this. This is a major step in the right direction. It's not popular, but running this city has never been popular. Right now, we have to take a stance. And that stance is we allow the city to move forward by making some small capital improvements, or we'll continue to Band-Aid it. I tell you this, if you want to see some residents get upset, continue to nickel and dime, continue to Band-Aid their streets. Council chambers will be filled every first and third Monday. It is a tough decision. I agree with all of us. But the decision should have been made many years ago, not today. This is the net result of us not doing what we probably should have done. So when you get ready to make the decision tonight, understand, you're going to talk about it today and get it done, or talk about it over the next 3 to 4 years. Well, I'm tired of talking about it. It is time for some action. We have a revenue source that can do this. Now, Tina, if I'm not mistaken, we can put in here that every dime that is generated from this increase goes to this. Not some of it, not a portion of it, but every penny will be dedicated to pay off this bond. Is that correct?
That's the way the ordinance is drafted, correct?
All right. It won't be like the last time we did this. I'm going to give you a history lesson. Alderman Cunningham suggested on that 1% tax increase for downtown that we dedicate it for that purpose only. No, we allowed it to come back to the general fund. Now, I don't know about you. Anytime I put money in my pocket, I'm going to spend it. It's just human nature. We have put some parameters in place that to make sure every dime, every penny will go back to what the citizens of this community is expecting for us to do, pay off this bond. So we don't have to come back to them 2 years from now and say we need to increase the property tax levy in order to pay some bonds. Now, I want to be very sure. I'm going to ask Tina again. She got this award, so that means she's very, very, very smart. Every dime is allocated to pay off the increase, that is. The increase of this is to pay off the bond, correct?
The way the ordinance is currently drafted, that the additional revenues generated from the increase would either go to pay for infrastructure directly or to be pledged to debt issued for that purpose. So it can either be to issue bonds for infrastructure or to pay for infrastructure directly. So if we didn't issue bonds, any money generated from the increase would have to go into road improvements directly. So yes, that's how it's currently drafted by local ordinance.
As a good lawyer would say, she said yes, not me. Thank you.
Mayor, can I make one more comment?
Alderman May?
I don't mean to belabor it. I support finding a way to fix our infrastructure, but this is also a Band-Aid. $1 million to pay a $12 million bond that we may or may not agree upon on a $40 million plus project is a Band-Aid. So while I understand its progress, in my mind, it's a Band-Aid. And I want to help find the money, believe me, to fix our roads and our infrastructure. I just don't think that this is the way.
But, Your Honor, and in all due respects to the alderman, Tom Haggerty, if I'm not mistaken, we're initially pledging $12 million, but we have a plan, according to my chairman of Public Works, there's going to be a systematic plan over the next 5 to 10 years, and we're going to be allocating existing monies within his budget to continue with the road program. Am I wrong, or is that is right? Is that right, Tom?
You can let me answer that.
There will be a 5-year plan,
We
and
got it.
that will include infrastructure repair, yes.
We have a plan, but how are we going to pay for it? That's our problem, that's our quandary.
Well, you're going to initially kick this off with 12 million. Our current plan over the last 3 or 4 years has been averaging between 1 to 2 million a year, is that correct?
No.
How much?
not
Well, give me a number.
It's, Tom?
4 to 5 million a year. 4 to 5 million a year, I mean, we all got the one-on-ones here. You know, you do it over 4 or 5 years, it will not be a Band-Aid. It would then become a good surgery job that we can do on the city. 4 to 5 million can do a lot of things if you kick it off right. We have never been able to kick off our road program. I'm going back to Sabanjan 2, where we used to do some good road programs. Later than that, Larry, help us out with the history on this. There used to be a good road program where you will see the impact. We just have not invested because of many different reasons. And please don't excuse this of saying that the city has been ran bad. It's just different reasons. Money was allocated different places. We have now put a focus in on capital improvements when it comes to roads and sidewalks. We can kick it off now, kick it off later. Whichever you choose, then we need to be able to go back to our constituency from 1 through 9 and let them know why we're doing this. I tell you, it is not going to be a pretty conversation.
Well, Chairman,
Alderman Moiseo?
Tina, a revenue bond, do you have to pay back the bond with just that revenue, or could you take, as Alderman May suggested, take building fees and use that money to pay that revenue bond, or does it have to be paid by only that certain revenue source?
It really depends on what the market will bear
Okay.
and what the bond documents call for. You know, I doubt bondholders would accept a 20-year bond that we would say we're not identifying up front
No.
what revenue we're pledging. But if we decided we wanted to pay it off early because we had, found money, so to speak, of an additional $1 million, you usually can call in a bond, or it's called calling in the bond early, and pay down that debt. So the revenue would have to be pledged. You literally have to take that revenue ahead of time and transfer it into an escrow held by a trustee when it's a revenue bond. But if we had a $1 million windfall from building permits, for example, we could send that to the trustee and either pay the bonds down early or substitute the home rule sales tax for that year. But going into the issuance of the bond, they're going to be looking for
Well, yeah,
a long-term
Any
pledge.
bondholder's not going to say, no, I'm not giving you money on your building fees, because we know that's like this. They want a steady stream of what's predictable. Sales tax is a pretty predictable thing, obviously. Property taxes is pretty predictable.
Property taxes are the most predictable.
That's why your schools are funded by that, but that's why. But I mean, I was just curious, if we had a windfall of money, could we do that?
You could structure the loan that way. A lot of times, they don't let you call in or retire the bonds in the first 5 years.
Right, they want their money.
Because, yeah, they want to get their interest back. But you certainly could structure it where if other revenues become available, you could call it in early.
I'm just curious, I don't know if you can answer this question. On a 12-year or a $20 million revenue bond, or what's the payment a year going to be? Is it going to be $1 million? Is it going to be $1.5 million? Can you even figure that, or is that?
The principal and interest would probably be around $800,000, but we would have to have another $300,000 to $400,000 pledged. That would have to be set aside into an escrow. That until that principal and interest payment is made, you can't access those funds. So it would take essentially the entire projected revenue for at least the first 3 to 4 years.
So I'm just trying to do some math in my head, and it's Alderman May has said 12 million, we know that's a Band-Aid for roads. If we get $18 million for roads, that's gonna be $1.5 million payment, I'm guessing, my math is somewhat right.
Sure, between that and 1.75.
So, I mean, that's the problem with that, is Alderman May has said $1 million probably going gets us 12 million to borrow, and that's a drop in a bucket. $18 million gets us almost halfway to our roads, and that's $1.75 million a year.
Mhm.
This is, okay.
Alderman Moiseo, what happened here was when Tina and I sat down together to discuss this option and opportunity, we had to have a revenue flow that would pay down the debt service on these bonds.
Right, I agree with you.
This is every year, a revenue source that will sustain this $1 million in debt. So you're asking for a pledge of $1 million a year, this is it? I understand Alderman May's concern, but it does fill that gap and gives us what we need to pay down the debt service on these bonds. So although it may not seem like a lot, it does fulfill our obligation to pay down the debt service.
Well, I hate doing a holdover, but here's my thought on it. If this was specifically going to be used for money to pay a bond that we're going to deal with roads, we know 12 million is not going to get us the roads we need. Will we be better off holding off on this? And I understand exactly what you're talking about, Mayor and Tina. You got to find a way to finance this bond with sustainable income. Would we be better off on holding this over and having a little more discussion, a little more talk, and figuring out a little bit better plan of how we're going to get the roads? Would we be, is that amenable or no? Or if people want to vote this up or down, it
You know
doesn't
what,
matter to me.
Alderman Moiseo, I think that's entirely up to at the city's council discretion. You know, all we do is propose things.
Yeah, I know you do.
We sat down and honestly, Tina and I talked about this for months to try to get it to this point where it was absolutely feasible to work. This actually works. It's up to the aldermen to decide whether or not we hold it and reevaluate it, or we vote on it and either pass it or defeat it. So it's at the will of the
Well, Your Honor, I move to hold it over because I have an idea that I'd like to present to you. I move to hold it over, so save time.
Okay.
Hold over.
Item B will be held over at the request of Alderman Cunningham.
Item C, adopt an ordinance to amend Chapter 20 regarding the establishment of a municipal gas use tax. And we had an audit done by AM Audit, and what this does is allow us to collect on the utility taxes for those that have opted out of North Shore Gas and gone with another company, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Newsom, seconded by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedley? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Thank you. Item D, adopt a resolution allocating 2014 volume cap to the Village of Buffalo Grove, Illinois, and I so move. This is something we do every year.
Motion by Alderman Newsom, seconded by Alderman Rivera. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedley? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
And that is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman Newsom. Insurance Committee, Alderman Cunningham.
The Insurance Committee met roughly at 6:05, authorizing proper city officials to renew, extend medical insurance contract, Blue Shield Blue Cross, to January 1, 2016, for an estimated amount of $12,183,000. I so move.
Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Beedling. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedley? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Authorize proper city officials to renew and extend dental insurance contract with MetLife to June 1, 2015, to an estimated amount of $429,000. So move.
Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Beedling. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Authorize proper city officials to renew and extend life and AD&D insurance contract with MetLife to June 1, 2015, for an estimated amount of $75,000. I so move.
Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Beedling. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Public Works Committee, Alderman Moiseo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Item A, motion to authorize the proper city officials to enter into a contract with the 2014 water main replacement contract with low qualified bidder Campanella and Son for an amount not to exceed $768,570.85. Funds for this project are available in line item 555-916-027043 of the current year budget, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Aye. Item B, motion to authorize the proper city officials to extend the current custodial contract with Patmar Janitorial Services, Inc. from May 14th through April 30th, 15, for an amount not to exceed $72,398. Funds for the service are available in line item 100-910-624438, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
I'll vote aye. Greg, or Alderman Moiseo, did it stay the same or did it go up?
The same as last year, right, Tom?
Beautiful.
Alderman Cunningham.
No.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye. Item C, motion to authorize the proper city officials to award the lowest qualified bid for hydrants to East Jordan USA, Inc., and the lowest qualified bid for copper hose to Mid-American Water. Funds for these items are available in line item 55591-555-25468, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Aye. Item D, motion to authorize the proper city officials to award the lowest qualified bid for water meters to Midwest Meter. Funds for these items are available in line item 555-91555-25468, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Yes, the qualifiers, there are going to be Badger meters too. I vote aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Aye. Item E, motion to authorize the proper city officials to award the proposal for the Lakefront Environmental Containment Cell operation and maintenance services to Riverbend Engineering of Sturdivant, Wisconsin, for an amount not to exceed $39,650. Funds for this project are in line item 307-130-727-091, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Aye. Item F has been held over in committee. Item G, motion to authorize the proper city officials to enter into a temporary dredged material disposal easement. The purpose of this agreement is to allow the U.S. EPA to deposit the dredged materials onto the Waukegan manufactured gas and coke plant site in accordance with the plans and specifications titled Waukegan Harbor, Outer Harbor and Approach Channel Dredging, fiscal year 14, prepared by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
No, and that is my report. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman Moiseo. Old business, motion made by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham, to adopt as presented an ordinance fixing the salaries and wages to be paid for management and non-union employees of the city of Waukegan, Illinois, effective May 1, 2014, held over by Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Cunningham, have your questions been answered?
So moved.
Does anyone have any issues on this item? I'd like to tell you that we had a Labor Relations Committee meeting on April 17th. As all of you know, by state statutes, within 180 days, we have to affix the salaries of all the elected employees. This year is an election year for the aldermen. Next year is an election year for the aldermen. In the committee voted that there be no increase in the alderman's salary. It remained at $22,000. That there be an additional $50 stipend per month added on to the expenses of the aldermen because of the extreme uses of their vehicles and during their duties as aldermen. And I'd also like to correct an error that was made, and I caught it only when I played back the tape of the meeting. The aldermen of the Labor Relations Committee receive a $75 a month stipend. No other committee gets that money. I made a recommendation that we eliminate the stipend for all the aldermen in the Labor Relations Committee. I made that change. I brought that change forward. If you look at the package we presented you today from Labor Relations, you'll see that we eliminated that stipend for the aldermen in the Labor Relations Committee. So I would entertain a motion to amend this motion to include that the stipend to the Labor Relations Committee be abandoned. Is there a motion to that? And the $50 stipend for the alderman. Is there a motion to that effect?
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
You
You
increase
want to
the-
abandon those increase, you want to abandon the $75
Yes.
and abandon the $50
No,
increase?
the $50 stipend will go on to additional to the aldermen for their expense for gasoline and travel.
I'd like to refer that back to the Labor Relations Committee.
We can't refer it back, Alderman.
No,
Which one do you want to refer back, Alderman?
The $75.
75?
The whole matter, I'd like to include the mayor's salary also in committee.
no, we already said that.
No. That's the alderman's.
It can't go back to committee because it's been there twice.
Here's what happened. You increase the expenses of all the aldermen by $50 a month, and you decrease...
Stipend.
The stipend.
A stipend, not a
Our-
salary.
No, not our
Salary
salary,
for-
our expense accounts.
Yes.
And then you decrease, you've eliminated the $75 monthly stipend
For four aldermen.
for the 4 aldermen on the
Yes.
Labor Relations.
Yes.
I got it.
Okay.
I'll make the motion, that's
Okay, let's take those separately. Okay, we'll do them.
Are
Well, you
doing
can't-
the whole salary?
It's an amendment to the,
Yes.
Oh, I'd like an amendment on the salary schedule here. We have 3 new positions. I would ask that they be eliminated.
Okay, which positions are those?
I'd like that the 3 new positions on the salary schedule, the appropriation, be eliminated. Here we are worrying about dollars and cents, and we want to create 3 new positions.
Which positions are those, Alderman?
Oh, they're right in the red here.
I see
Explain them to
5.
me.
I see 5.
5? Okay, all new positions. Put it this way. I'd like to move that we hold off on the appropriation ordinance. We extend the budget as is until we can pass an appropriation ordinance. We've got new jobs created in here, and the economic status of it, if you look, Your Honor, at what our tax rate is, we now have the highest tax rate in the history of Waukegan. The highest tax rate. It's over $3, about $3.20. I remember when it was 99 cents under Bill Morris with an 8% utility tax. We now have a 5% utility tax, and you're going over $3.25 almost for a tax on your home. The assessed valuations are going down, but yet we ask you to pay more. I'm concerned, and you say I can't hold this over? Then I guess I can,
It's been
I surely can,
replaced.
appropriation ordinance. We got a presentation from Tina the other day, nice presentation, but it wasn't the presentation I've been used to. I've been used to, here's what we're increasing. Here's what it was last year, here's what it was this year. And we went line item by line item, by line item by line item. And the council, that's the only chance that we have to worry about our tax rate and where we're headed and what we're going to spend. It's called the appropriation ordinance. And that appropriation ordinance we never got it done till end of July. You don't have to pass it to the end of July. And I worry about our economic health, and here we are creating how many more new jobs? How many more new jobs? Do I need all these new jobs?
Alderman, let me explain this so you understand this.
I understand.
We moved the person who was doing the collections out, transferred her to the fire department. That was Cindy T. Campy. We moved her to the fire department. We replaced her with George Torres. So those two jobs were just moved, okay? The other three positions are positions.
She got a raise. She got a raise.
We put it. No,
She got a
didn't.
raise.
No, she didn't get a raise. As a matter of fact, she got a decrease. Okay? So there was no raise there. She was moved from one job description to another. You'll see what, it's in this ordinance, it is a fire special projects analyst. That's Cindy T. Campy, who was the deputy treasurer. She was moved downstairs, and then she was moved from downstairs over to the fire department. George Torres, who was a project manager, is now the revenue manager. He's now doing the collector's job.
That's
So
a
those
new
positions
That's
just-
a new job.
They flipped.
No.
It's a new
George
title.
Torres was a new job created in your administration.
No,
Yes.
no. It's a new title, but he's going from one position to the other.
Whose job did he take then?
He took Cindy T. Campy's job.
No, Cindy T. Campy's job was next to the treasurer.
You definitely need someone there in collection.
Well, she's no longer deputy treasurer.
Yeah, but is that position still an officer of the city of Waukegan?
No.
No, it should be. It was never taken out as ordinance.
City collector.
The city collector.
There is no collector.
The city,
There is no city collector.
the city collector's position was never taken out as an ordinance. It was always an officer of the city of Waukegan.
Yes.
It was just never, the responsibility
That
was
no
moved
longer
over.
exists. That job no longer exists.
Well, it cannot exist when it was never taken out of the
We
ordinance.
did take it out.
Who took it out?
We took it out last meeting.
No,
No, we did not.
no,
Yes, we did.
no.
Your Honor, I have never voted on for the collector to be
Excuse
not
me.
an officer of the city of Waukegan.
Corporation Counsel, would you please address this?
Thank you. Please address this, Corporation Counsel.
You wrote the ordinance.
I didn't write the ordinance.
He did.
Okay.
I don't remember, Alderman, exact what meeting it was. It was in the last 36 weeks that we had an ordinance proposed in front of the panel, and you voted on it. If you recall, we added certain deputy fire chiefs to residents. We cleaned up the residents. And then we
I
changed-
remember
and
that,
we-
yes.
And we removed certain, and you amended it on the floor because Ezell Robbins that position was going to be taken out. We-
And I agree. I don't
you
disagree
amended
with
it
that.
back, but at a part of that ordinance was removal of the collector.
Oh, that's the old school deal. But, okay, well, we moved to put it back. No. What you mean, no? We can make a motion to put it back.
At a separate time, it's not before the
Okay,
floor
then
at this point in time.
We didn't need a collector. Why do we need one now?
Yeah, you do.
It's not a
Yeah,
collector.
we do need one.
We haven't been using one.
No question about it, we do need it. I
We
just
haven't
mentioned
used
it
it- we haven't used
earlier
the title of
that we have
collector.
so much revenue out there that's not being collected. We need organization in that department, okay?
Alderman George Torres is now doing the job of a collector.
Thank you.
But does not have the title of collector, okay? He's not got the pay of the collector.
So is special projects manager being a vacant position then?
Certainly, it's a filler if you want to
I'm
take it out.
I'm just curious. I'm just asking the
We
question.
left it in there as a matter of recourse. It's a filler. You can
Okay.
take, the only two
asking.
positions we have in there are when Ms. T. Camp moved over to fire, and when Joy Torres moved downstairs to the position that Ms. T. Camp vacated. If you want to take those three positions out, that's fine with me.
So she was doing it, she was doing the collector's position.
She was doing that, yes.
And before her was someone else.
Sharon Barnes.
Yes. It was Kevin.
History lesson.
It was Kevin.
History lesson.
Sharon Barnes.
We had a collector, Sharon Barnes.
Right.
I believe she retired under
And
The
Tina
old-
Smigelski took that position.
the old administration.
Took the responsibility.
Mayor
He took the
Sabanjan
position.
never filled the position.
Right.
There you go.
He never filled it. And
Talk to him, Greg.
And I got in a few discussions with the council and the former mayor about filling positions that were officers of the city, and maybe we weren't strong enough with that former mayor that he needed to do that. He never filled the position, and now that position is sort of faded into nothing. And Corporation Council is right, that was in, I do remember, that was in the last ordinance when we cleaned everything up. But that's a little history lesson.
Somebody was doing it,
But the clerk was an officer of the city.
Yes, it was.
the collector.
Collector was an officer of the city.
Collector was an officer of the city. And ordinance hasn't taken that out to my knowledge. I don't recall.
It was just never highlighted as it is in this one right here. But thank you, Mr. Corporation Counsel, for bringing that to our attention.
Okay, now, back to the point. I would entertain a motion to amend the ordinance to allow for a $50 stipend for the alderman. Is there a motion to that effect?
Your Honor, it probably needs to be worded a $50 increase to expense accounts.
Well, stipend,
It's
the expenses,
it's an
It's
additional on the
expense.
expense account, $50.
$50. Is there a motion?
I'll make
Per month.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Moiseo, seconded by Alderman Rivera. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
No.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
All right.
Alderman Moiseo?
Passes 4-3. Okay, that's one. The second one is to eliminate the $75 stipend for the alderman of the Labor Relations Committee. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
For the chair.
Motion by Alderman Rivera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Newsome. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Aye. Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
No.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
No.
Alderman Moiseo?
Okay, that passes. Okay. Okay, now, we're going to vote on the ordinance as amended. And that includes the $50 increase for the alderman and the elimination of the $75
Increase on the
increase for
allowance.
the Labor Relations Committee.
On the allowance.
On the allowance. Okay. On the first item, Madam Clerk, on the $50,
No, you're voting on the salary ordinance as a whole. It's back to the salary ordinance as a whole now. No.
okay, we'll vote on the whole.
Please
Okay, I'm sorry.
restate the motion.
Okay,
Yeah, where's the ordinance?
okay. The ordinance will read this.
This is your ordinance right here.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham, to adopt as presented an ordinance fixing the salaries and wages to be paid to management and non-union employees of the city of Waukegan, Illinois, effective May 1st, 2014. In that ordinance, it now eliminates the $75 for the Labor Relations Committee members, and it adds the $50 increase to the alderman per month.
Okay.
Just to correct your,
That's part of it, too.
beginning part of your motion, you mentioned Alderman Valco, who's not here, so.
Okay, that's the way it came
Oh,
out.
good, you're mentioning the holdover, as it was held over.
Yes.
And, Your Honor,
Alderman Morgan, go ahead.
I don't want the audience to think that this whole salary ordinance is over the taking and the giving of aldermen. That's a
No.
very small part.
Those
And
are-
there's also the salaries of the non-union employees, correct?
Management and non-union employees.
Management and non-union employees. This is not an ordinance about the aldermen. We just happen to be in because we're not a union.
The
So this is-
reason it's about the alderman right now is because,
We changed,
as I said, 180 days before the election, their salaries have to be fixed. This fixes their salaries, and it addresses an issue I had with the fees being paid to the alderman and the Labor Relations Committee, where no other committee person gets this benefit. So we just had to correct that.
Your Honor, and I'm sorry, I just now, I'm taking a look at this, and I noticed in recent years, the parking administrator, that allowance was $10,000. Was that your doing a change, put it back to 3,000?
We did that last year. That was
No.
already passed last year.
No.
Yes, it
no.
was.
You put it back to 3,000.
The-
You put it back,
the
we never
alderman-
voted, we never voted on it.
Yes, we did, Alderman. We did vote on it.
No, they never went through committee. It just, all of a sudden, it's $3,000 when you were no longer parking administrator.
I brought this before the council, and it was voted on.
Well, I don't understand why. We have a clerk now, I believe her salary is what, 75, 80? 80, just took the job, does a wonderful job, and all of a sudden, the fee is down to 3,000. When it was 10 before.
It was before
And-
that. Alderman Tempest, to reiterate this.
No, I'm sorry.
As you remember, when I came before the Labor Relations Committee and asked for an increase, and I knew I couldn't get one, it was you, I asked you if you would compensate me for working every Friday,
And I was glad
every
to do it.
Saturday,
I was
and every
glad to do it.
Sunday for no pay at
And
the
I was
parking
glad to do
garage.
it, because you worked your butt off.
Okay, now-
You worked your butt off.
That now is no longer the function of the clerk. Those responsibilities are not handled by the clerk. We have a parking agent who does that for us now. So that's why I eliminated the $7,000. Advanced Parking does our parking, what I used to do. Advanced Parking now does that. Are there any other questions? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Beedling? No. Alderman Newsome?
No.
Alderman Tempest?
And we're, as presented, or what?
As
With
presented.
the salary schedule here, too?
Salary ordinance.
I'm going to vote no, and I'll tell you why. Here we had a salary schedule one time. 8 or 9 years was top of the salary schedule. Now, under the wisdom of some lady that left us, she decided it should go to $144,000. $144,000. We used to top it out far less on step number 8. Now we guarantee everybody a 2% raise, plus if we come back to this, and each year, this, the starting salaries too low, we're going to make each step 2% more. Where do we end up? Possibly you could get $144,000 for being Director of Community Development, Director of Finance and Administration, Director of Public Works, Fire and Police Chief. We could go there. Why do we have it sitting there like this? This is crazy. I voted no in Labor Relations Committee in regards to this, and I'm going to vote no again. You have, how many new positions do we have on this schedule?
3.
3. Well, I would like to see the 3 eliminated and keep what we got, because, my gosh, Mayor, why do we go so far out? Why are we going out so far? The lady that made this is gone. We didn't need her anyway, but boy, she made a nice schedule for herself. I just don't know why you're stretching it out that way. And gentlemen, if you know, we had a salary schedule that was much broader before, and ladies, but you're an alderman, aren't you? You told me to call you alderman, now you want to be called alder lady? Whatever you want, girls want.
We're in the middle of voting.
Okay. I am what I am, I guess, you know? And I just can't see why anybody would vote on this salary schedule tonight and saying, this is what you think, after 18 years, a person should be at $144,000. This city cannot afford those kind of wages anymore. I vote no and send it back to committee.
Alderman May,
No.
Alderman Rivera,
You know, before I make my vote, you know, just so the audience knows, we've been discussing this for months. So it's not like this is, you know, within the last couple of weeks. This has been discussed for months, and now we have all these, really, these same questions that have been asked,
No, they're not.
you know, time after time after time, so. You know, I'm going to vote aye on this because, you know, I think the salary schedule, I mean, the mayor had explained it very elegantly the last, you know, few meetings in regards to why he was doing it this way, why the structure was this way, in order to give, you know, an opportunity for people to move up as far as the salary is concerned. You know, and then some of the new positions that are on there, those aren't filled positions. They're just appropriated in there. That doesn't mean that it's going to be filled, these positions. They could never be filled, maybe. You know, but as far as the project engineer, you know, we're talking about possibly with the police department. You know, who's going to be watching that project? Is that project special project engineer for cases like that, Mayor?
Excuse me, please repeat that.
You know, the special project engineer. You have that as part of your new positions in there.
Well, that's
Was
not.
that in there?
That's not a new position.
Okay.
George Torres had that position. He was a special projects manager. I've since transferred him to another
right.
position.
And I understand
position,
that move.
It's there, but
Right.
it's not ever going to be filled.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone. It's there, but it doesn't exist.
Well,
We
that's
can-
what I'm saying.
We can take it out. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
But this is what, you know what? I don't know why everyone thinks this is all new. We've had this discussion for 2 months. I've been with you for 2 months. The salary structure I presented to all of you for 2 months. And tonight, after we talked about this last week and the week before, all of a sudden, everyone's confused. Now, I don't know why anyone's confused, because 2 months ago, we sat this thing down, and I gave it to you line by line, exactly why I wanted this to happen, why it was necessary, and yeah, $144,000 may seem extreme to you, but I'm going to tell you, that's not extreme in the marketplace, especially for the 9th largest city in the state of Illinois. That's minimum compared to some of our other communities. Okay? So let's not confuse ourselves here. These people deserve this money. They have earned the right to get this money. And this money is budgeted. Tina and I sat down, we budgeted this money. The budget will become balanced when it comes through with this money. So please, don't treat me like I'm some kind of moron, because I'm not. Okay? This was explained to all of you, time after time after time, and here we are at the last minute, confused and feeling betrayed.
Well, I vote aye, so.
Alderman Cunningham,
No.
Alderman Moiseo.
I'm confused.
Okay, next under old business,
Everybody vote, was the
it was defeated. Motion by Alderman Rivera, second by Alderman Valco to adopt as presented an ordinance regarding hours of operation as set forth in Chapter 3, Section 311 of the City Code, held over by Alderman Beedling. Alderman Beedling, do you want to address this, sir? Alderman Rivera, did you have a comment?
Right, we met during the week, we brought in the owner in of the Lake County Sports Complex, and what we did was, it was a good compromise. To amend the ordinance that was earlier proposed to 4 o'clock, we agreed to amend it to a 3 o'clock license, and he was pretty satisfied with it, so.
Alderman, would you like to amend the motion?
Yes, I'd like to amend the motion from 4 o'clock license, liquor license, to the 3 o'clock liquor license.
Is there a motion, is there a second to that motion? Is there a second to the motion?
Explain it a little more.
What's been proposed here is that we have two businesses that currently have, one business has a 3 o'clock license, the other business has a 4 o'clock license. What Alderman Rivera is proposing and requesting to amend is that we bring the 4 o'clock license back to 3 o'clock, and we have two 3 o'clock licenses.
They're drinking at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, they're doing a lot more than drinking at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Is there a
And
second?
I so move.
Motion by Alderman
Second.
Rivera, seconded by Alderman Tempest. Okay,
Go ahead.
The motion, read the motion, please.
the motion is to eliminate the 4 o'clock license and bring the license to 3 o'clock, and both licenses will be 3 o'clock. We're just amending one license. Okay? So, a motion on the amendment. Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
No.
Alderman Tempest? Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Okay. A motion by Alderman Rivera, seconded by Alderman Tempest, to approve the motion as amended. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
No.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Motion passes. New business, item A, approval of payroll dated April 21st, 2014, in the amount of $1,351,482.66. Motion by Alderman Newsome, seconded by Alderman Rivera. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome? Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
That wasn't the whole thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the civil service and tool allowance, $5,750, and final paycheck, $2,295.63, and sick pay payout, $7,511.40. Roll call again, Madam Clerk, on that, I'm sorry.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Item B, approval of bills dated April 21st, 2014, in the amount of $1,336, 982, is it 80?
82.
$336,962.76. Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Next item, approval of raffle sale application from Rotary Club of Waukegan. Motion by Alderman Beedling, second by Alderman Cunningham. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item D, City of Waukegan tax year 2013 equalized assessed valuation, $975,833.22. Is that right, Tina?
975
You had an extra two there, did you?
Ain't that 975 million?
Million.
Million? Okay, $975,830,222. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman May. A roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Approval of block parties by, motion by Alderman Rivera, second by Alderman Moser. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Ordinance and resolution, ordinance authorizing handicap parking only in front of 210 South Avenue, amending Chapter 21, Section 21 to 122. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Moiseo. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Item B, ordinance repealing no parking at specific times, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as it relates to McKinley Avenue, both sides between McAllister Avenue, Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, pursuant to Chapter 21, Section 21, 121. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman May. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Item C, authorizing parking prohibited at all times on Clark Street, south side, from Beasley Place to Victory Street pursuant to Chapter 21, 21-120. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Beedling. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Item D, ordinance amending Chapter 21, 120 entitled Parking Prohibited at All Times on specific streets to include Washington Street, both sides, between County Street and Martin Luther King Avenue. And that's part of the agreement we had with Lake County regarding the addition to the courthouse. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. Oh, I'm sorry. Motion by Alderman Beedling, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Item E, ordinance amending Chapter 21, 120 entitled Parking Prohibited at all times on specific streets, including County Street, west side between Washington Street and Water Street. This is also part of the agreement we had with Lake County regarding the addition to the courthouse. Motion by Alderman Beedling, seconded by Alderman Tempest. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling. Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May. Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham. Alderman Moiseo.
Item F, ordinance adopting the annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year of May 1, 2014 through April 30th, 2015.
I'd like to speak to that.
Go ahead, Alderman Tempest.
Number one, we have a presentation from Tina last week, but we did not go line item by line item. I really believe a lot of aldermen here would like to go line item by line item by line item. And Tina could maybe get a lesson from her father on how we do that, because it's a great eye-opener. You see what we did last year, you see what the changes may be this year, and it's a process, as aldermen should know if you don't appropriate it, you can't spend it. So you ought to know what's in there and not a general view. Example, fire department one year had money put in for captains, but didn't say how many. All of a sudden, I got another captain. So we should put how many people, how much rank, how many people in each rank in the appropriation ordinance, not just a dollar figure. And we should go line item by line item by line item, so this community knows what we're doing, what we're spending, and how. You just passed a general appropriation order. How do you know what's in it? You had a general view, but you didn't get the details. You need the details, and this council needs to be effective and know what's going on when they vote. And you can't do it unless you go line item by line item by line item. And I don't care, I've sat in these council meetings till 12:30 at night going through an appropriation ordinance. But we knew what was in it, we knew what may be not in it. We need to know that. And I would request that this be sent back to committee, and then we go line item by line item. Or the alternative is, if we don't pass the appropriation ordinance, we're in deep, deep trouble.
Alderman, would you like to hold this over?
I would like to have referred back to committee and have a meeting to go line item by line item, because you have not really had a good good, well-thought-out appropriation ordinance. I had a show and tell, but I didn't have appropriation line item by line item by line item.
Okay, I'm gonna send this back to committee. No, I'm gonna send this back to committee. Go ahead.
The appropriation ordinance is merely a wish list, and
That's all it is.
no,
That's
no.
all it is.
No, hold on.
You appropriate the money, but, you know, when we met last week, and we went over this with every individual alderman. At those meetings, none of these questions were brought forth. These questions are coming up now when they should have been addressed when we talked to you individually.
Your Honor.
Alderman Tempest, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to argue the point with you.
Well, my point is, you said 2 aldermen in that room with your finance. What a waste of staff time. 2 aldermen sitting there. Talk to all the aldermen at one time. So Alderman May hears what I'm saying. Alderman Newsom hears what I hear what she's saying. We all hear it together, not with just 2 people other in the room. You're not getting a true feeling. We're supposed to be counselors, aldermen, to collectively do what's best for the city and listen to each other and get help from each other to do the best we can for the city. And that's why I say this meeting 2 on, no, what a waste of staff time. You got more things to do, Tina, than sit with 2 aldermen and go through a budget with them. When you could do it all together and hear what each one has to say, and we all gain from that. In my college days, that was called what, snowballing or something? Something like that.
Alderman May.
I have this lengthy budget in front of me, and it has line items, correct?
And we gave that to you how long ago?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, and no offense to you, Alderman Tempest, but I'm just confused. I'm looking at individual positions and costs, line by line, throughout this whole book.
Fine, and then go through with everybody here so we know.
But, I mean, it's on the city website.
I'm not going to no website, I want to
But, I mean,
hear
we
it.
have it.
I want to hear it out of my own ears, what everybody has to say.
I
go
don't-
on the website, I don't hear it. from
Okay,
yours.
I understand, and I don't necessarily agree with everything's in it, and the things I don't agree with, I know are gonna come back to this council. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't necessarily support a $12 million police station. But I do believe in getting an appropriation passed so that the people that are the department heads in the city can get about the business of running the city and not always waiting for us to pass an appropriation.
Your Honor,
Alderman Moiseo.
I don't want people to get confused.
I'm confused.
A budget is what we want to spend the money on. That's what we went over. A budget. The appropriation ordinance is law. The appropriation ordinance means this is what you can spend. If we don't vote to spend it by a certain point in time, we've had that a few times when I've been up here, we legally can't spend it. There's the 2 most important things we do as a body is we levy taxes, and then we make an ordinance on how we're going to spend those taxes, not only taxes, but everything else we collect. Those are the 2 most important things. The budget is a wish list on how we want to spend it. But if we don't appropriate the funds, we can't spend it on anything, much less what's in the budget. If the alderman would like, we don't need to send it to committee because the committee is only 5 people. If you want everybody here, have a committee of the whole, and the aldermen that want to show up, that want to go line item by line item, can come and show up. I'm not, I'm going to read it at home. But if we want to have everybody here, and all the others want to go line item by line item, have a committee of the whole, let them go through it, and then we'll go from there.
You know what,
That's up to each individual alderman.
Alderman, you know what frustrates me the most? We gave you these books. We gave you these books.
Mayor,
And it's not my responsibility to hand feed you and read these things to you.
I'm with you.
Okay? We had meetings with every one of you. That book was available at that meeting. And yet,
I'm with
here
you
we
on
are.
that. You're missing my point.
at
I'm
the-
with
you
you.
know,
I'm with you on that.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll put this back and we'll do a committee of the whole, and we'll go over it one more time.
Thank
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Item G, to exercise the power granted by Section 817 of the Illinois Municipal Code to authorize the mayor or his designee to make necessary expenditures and during the 2014-2015 fiscal year on the basis of 1/12 of the appropriations made for the 2013-2014 fiscal year until July 31st, 2014, or until the 2014-2015 fiscal year appropriation ordinance is adopted. Whatever takes place first, at which time such authority shall expire automatically. Furthermore, non-essential spending is discouraged until such time the 2014-2015 appropriation ordinance is adopted. Since we didn't pass the appropriation ordinance, we have to have this document so we can continue paying bills. Motion by Alderman Tempest. Yes. Seconded by Alderman Rivera. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest? Alderman May? Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item H, ordinance approving the preliminary and final plat of the Lake County Court Expansion Subdivision Zoning Calendar 2410. Motion by Alderman Beedling, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest? Alderman May? Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Aye, ordinance granting a variation from the corner side yard setbacks requirements in the O/I1 Office Institutional District of the City of Waukegan zoning ordinance, zoning calendar 2398. This is the setback for the courthouse. Motion by Alderman, yes. Yes, please do. Please state your name.
Hi, my name is Lyle Stelter. I'm with the Lake County State's Attorney's Office on behalf of the county here. We appreciate all of the consideration that the city has given to the county, the court expansion project. The one thing I have noticed in looking at the agenda, and I just got it today, and that's why I wasn't able to bring it to anybody's attention, is that in August, one of the variance requests was for a parking, on-site parking request from the 67 spaces that would be required based upon the size of the structure to the 23 spaces. That's not included on the agenda that I see, and so I think that's one item that will need to be coming back to the city council, but I just wanted to address that.
Okay, thank you. Would you
Okay.
please, we'll talk after the meeting. We'll put it on the next agenda.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Okay, a motion and roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome? Alderman Tempest? Alderman May? Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item J, ordinance granting a variance from the front yard setback requirements in the 0-I1 Office Institutional District of the City of Waukegan zoning ordinance, zoning calendar 2399. This is also for the addition to Lake County. Motion by Alderman Tempest, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome? Alderman Tempest? Alderman May? Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item K, resolution authorizing the sale of property by the City of Waukegan pursuant to the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, specifically 221 South Victory, Waukegan, Illinois, 60085. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Rivera. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling? Alderman Newsome? Alderman Tempest? Alderman May? Alderman Rivera?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Alderman's time, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Beedling?
I am asking the three policemen's unions and the firemen's union once again for an invitation to speak at your union meeting. I haven't received any notice yet, but please give me an invitation. That's it, thank you.
Alderman Newsome?
Pass.
Alderman Tempest?
Thank you. Number of items I'd like to speak about. As I drive my ward every day, 2 or 3 times, I'm amazed at the number of people that don't have a vehicle sticker yet. When does the crackdown start on that, Mayor? April 30th? It's coming up. Wow. I mean, I wanted to get a notice maybe to warn them or something, but somehow, maybe the press, people read it, need to realize you need a vehicle sticker if your car is registered in Waukegan. And I don't know if our sales are down or what, but I don't see very many vehicle stickers on cars. So I would hope people to get the message or what the city can do, maybe with our water bill or so forth. The other thing I want to speak about is yard waste. Yard waste. Yard waste. I tell you, the contract was bid out without including the yard waste. Once you give people a service, it's difficult to take it away. And the education process has not been very good so far. I've got bags sitting all over my ward waiting to be picked up. I know they got to buy a sticker now. I think the sticker's a little high, $2.25, $2.30 for a sticker for a little bag of leaves. I don't know where we can take them. Myself, I'll maybe get that information from Mr. Hagerty if there is a place that I can take them. It's just with a bad time, I guess, to implement it. I know we're trying to save money, but I know Conkin and myself were really opposed to not having leaf pickup. I know in the fall we got that contracted out. I believe the garbage people are going to come through 2 or 3 times. Then I ask you, what happens to the ones that fall late? Do we leave them along the curb? I've got leaves parked in my curb now, all over my ward, just sitting there. Some from last year, but it's hard to tell, this year or last year. It's a problem we're going to have to address. How we're going to do it, I don't know. Loan me a truck and maybe I could pick some up for you in my ward and empty them and haul them somewhere. But we have a problem, and it's an educational problem, I guess. And it's a process that is taking rather long to get across, because some people still do not know that the city doesn't pick up leaves anymore. So it's a problem that we need to address and somehow solve. And now if the other aldermen are happy with our leaf, bag them and pay for them or not. I understand the philosophy, but it is a concern I have, and I bring it forth to the council. Thank you.
Alderman May.
Thank you. Just want to make a couple comments on tonight. The home rule sales tax increase. I want to be very clear that I want to find a way to fund a road program. I support that wholeheartedly. I just have a hard time raising sales tax when we're already, the state of Illinois has put us in a position. We have everyone going over the border for everything, moving their business, shopping, going for entertainment, and you don't have a single sales tax above 6% across the border. I just couldn't support that because I just feel like we need to get a little bit more creative. We saved $500,000 on the garbage contract. Like I said, we're getting more permit fees. We have all different kinds of, it's a give and take. I just think our people are taxed enough. As far as the salary ordinance, I appreciate all the hard work, and I do know that we've been talking about this for months, but tonight, and I'm sorry I'm not on the Labor Relations Committee, and I didn't attend last week, but we did receive new information, and I see a new position. I understand some of these positions need to happen, but fire special projects analyst, I don't even know what that is. And I understand the revenue manager, that we need someone doing that. And you're saying you didn't create it, we were saying we didn't create a new position, so we took the person who was a special projects manager and put them in revenue manager, and I don't like to use names personally because it's not about the person, it's about the position. And so we created the special projects manager position, if memory serves, in May of 2013. So now we needed it less than a year ago, and now we don't need it. So I don't think that the alderman should get more money in their expense accounts. And I don't think aldermen should get paid a special fee because they're on a special committee. So that's why I just couldn't support the salary ordinance tonight. And I guess that's all I have. I just wanted to explain some of my votes this evening. Thank you.
Alderman Rivera.
Alderman Moiseo, I spoke to Tom Haggerty, about the leaf pickup, that they were still going to do leaf pickup from November, from October to November, that they still would bring out the backhaul and
Yeah.
still collect leaves. That's what I was told.
They are.
So what's,
The people get, I
but,
think
Larry,
everybody's getting
you were
confused.
saying that, that the
Yard
city's not
waste.
picking the leaves.
Yard waste.
They're going to do leaf pickup.
Yes, they are. The city,
Right.
lease will be picked up in the fall. It's
Right.
yard waste now.
So, and as far as the sales tax, like I said, I explained it earlier, it's going to hurt business, it's going to hurt, bottom line, it's going to hurt the consumer, no question about it. He'll just go somewhere else. He or she will go somewhere else, so, that's something that, I don't know, I just can't support right now. As far as revenue intake, like I said before, there's revenue out there to be collected. We just got to go out there, and that's the reason why the position that you were talking about, Alderman May, that was done by the mayor in early May. What was that? Management, what was the supervisor, what was George Torres' official position again, earlier? Special projects manager. Well, obviously, things are, obviously, you must have thought this out very well and said, hey, we need to start collecting. And that process has got to be organized to get the people out there to start collecting, the money that's owed to the city. And that's a lot of money out there in terms of permits. So, that's another way. Another way is city property, Mayor. We've got future city property out there that, somebody might be interested in buying. I know the parking lot, our parking lot, which is a bond, there's some interest in that from what I've been hearing. That's something that, whatever we make out of that could pay for that bond. So the point I'm trying to make is the timing is not right now to do this. I think if we get better economically as a city in the future, then we can, talk about those, raising the sales tax. But right now, I don't know, timing's not right. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Alderman Cunningham.
Yeah, I'm going to echo Alderman Tempest. There is a mass confusion. I think Alderman Moiseo just said it a few minutes ago as to what we are eliminating, what we are continuing. What I do know is this, that, and I'm speaking from the First Ward only, we're going to have to either get very firm on property owners, start writing tickets, being aggressive with them about our ordinance that we put in place in order to save $500,000. There are some leaves, whether we want to believe it or not, there are continuation of last year. We have something in place right now. We got to get it picked up, or they got to get it picked up. That's just the only resolution that I can come up with, but it has to be done. I walk through spotted areas, and I agree, it is spotted areas, but the leaves that are continuing to be there from last year or maybe this year or back, whatever it may be, there must be an aggressive approach to get this clean because it looks ugly. So whatever we're going to do, we need to do it quick, because there are people thinking that leaves and grass are the same thing when it comes to city picking them up, and they're not. Clear, they're not. Correct, Alderman Moiseo. Just to be clear, grass and leaves are different. We are not picking up leaves any longer. Correction. We're not picking up grass any longer. That is the responsibility of the homeowners. But there is some, I think, leftover from last year that needs to be addressed. And I've talked to, our building commissioner. We're trying to get it needs to be addressed. Whatever's going to happen, it needs to be addressed. However we decide to do it, it needs to be addressed quickly. As far as this, our city streets. It is unfortunate that our city streets are where they're at today. Mayor, I do applaud you for taking this bold step. Me personally, I do not have a problem, and this is dangerous for any politician to say. I don't have a problem going out, using revenue from tobacco, from liquor, in order to fund this initial project for our roads, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm going to tell you right, I don't have a problem with it. Because I've seen over the last 15 years, when residents want them streets fixed, when they want them sidewalks done, they don't care how long, they want it done now. I can't tell them, well, we got to hold off to next year. This side of the city just wasn't in part of that $4 million project. They're not listening to that anymore. And I'm a firm believer of this. If you give the residents and they get an opportunity to see what they're paying for, the burden is a little bit less. I'm a firm believer in that. If you're talking about going over to, to state of Illinois or the state of Wisconsin or to the state of Indiana, listen, we can't control what the state does. That 8% tax they got, that's nothing that we can do. I wish we could, but we can't. So we have to manage what we have. And what we have is this, and that is to build and make Waukegan bigger, better, and brighter for our citizens. And in doing that, it means take a hit. Believe me, I've taken a hit for many years. We're going to rally behind this thing. We can't be rallying behind it saying this and that. The money is just not there. This is our means right now in order to make our city bigger and better. It's not popular. It's not the best avenue that we have, but it's the avenue that we have at this particular point in time. I strongly suggest that don't listen to me. Don't listen to the mayor. Listen to your constituents. Because you tear up 4 of those tires. You mess up a tire rod. They're going to come back to you. They're going to be looking for the city to pay for that. I'm telling you right now they are. That is just the game that we're in right now. I wish the sales tax that we get the money first and give it back to the state, but it doesn't work that way. What it works with right now is making sure that we give the best product and service to the resident of this community. Because if we don't, they're going to leave us anyway. I promise you that. I don't care if they're from the south side to the north side. You don't give them the things they need for their families, their communities to be safe and sound and protected, they're going to leave. I think, and last but not least, this salary ordinance for tonight, I think there's a lot of confusion that was with it. And the confusion probably didn't happen because you gave us this. I just think there's some things that probably needs to be ironed out. And I believe, Mayor, I believe once we sit down and individually talk to some aldermen about why you're going this direction, this too shall pass. But I commend you for what you're trying to do, and it's a tough job. Welcome to it. But we do have your back at the end of the day. We got your back, Mayor. Thank you.
Alderman Moiseo.
Just a couple of things. I don't know if people are aware, but we lost a guy who really helped Waukegan, Ray Shepardson, who was the mastermind behind the Genesee Theater. He's passed on, so we need to remember him. Now, let's get to this yard waste education. Leaves in the fall will be picked up, as they always have been. Yard waste any other time of the year is not. when we bid the contract out, that was one of the things that all the garbage companies, 5 garbage companies came back and bid. And when they bid on things, they bid on specific things of what to do, what to pick up, what they won't pick up, what they'll do. The same garbage hauler we've had, some people remember as BFI, some people remember as Veolia, now it's Advanced Disposal. It's the same company, they've just changed names and whatever. They, again, were the low bidder. And one of the things they had in there was that if you wanted the same yard pickup, it would have cost the city another $500,000 a year to do that. No other community does that except for maybe North Chicago. All other communities have it like we have now, where you have to pay to have your yard waste picked up by the garbage hauler. So that was one savings that the garbage contract gave us. We could have went with that, but at the end of the day, this council voted to take the $500,000 savings. That's significant, because how long is our garbage contract? It's, I don't know if Thomas did, I think it's 5, does anybody know? 5 years? So figure the math out on that. That's a significant savings. The other thing that's a huge savings on this garbage contract that we did not have in the other garbage contract, we do not get charged for vacant homes. Every once a month, I think it is, drive around, find out. And so that number of homes that the garbage company picks up changes by the number of vacant homes that's on the vacant home registry. That's a huge savings, too. So you're not getting charged for garbage that they're not picking up from a vacant home. So that's huge. But I don't want any more, the confusion on the yard waste. Yes, it takes an educational process. Alderman Tempest is right. When you take a service away from the taxpayer, it becomes a little bit of a mess. We have to continually try to educate. I've knocked on a few doors with some stickers and said, we've changed the way things have happened. This is what we need to do. The third thing, Alderman May probably said it best about this sales tax thing. But we have to find a way to fund the roads. Does that, going from 1.0 to 1.5, Tina's estimate is, our finance department's estimate is that gives us another $1 million. If we borrow $12 million, we're going to be able to pay the bond on that. $12 million doesn't get us to $40 million for the roads. $20 million gets us halfway there. With my math, that's probably about $2 million a year on a revenue stream. You've got to find a new revenue stream to pay for the bond to get the roads fixed. If anybody has an idea where to find $2 million, we're all for it up here. Where can you get a revenue of $2 million a year, sustainable? Not 1 year, it's got to be $2 million every year. That's how the person that's going to loan us the money says, I got to have, what are you putting up? I gave you $40 million or $20 million. What are you going to put up every year that I know I'm going to get my money? You got $2 million revenue stream? Where is it? Let me see it. Prove it to me. And as Tina said, the other option is put it on the property tax. We know how everybody hates that. Or a combination of property tax and revenue. That's what you're stuck with. Because $40 million is not falling out of the sky. $20 million is not falling out of the sky. So that's what we have to think about. Thank you.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize for my behavior this evening. I'm very passionate about the non-union employees because I remember the day when our non-union employees took 12 days a year with no pay. They took 5 years with no pay. Yet our union people were guaranteed raises every year. I speak on behalf of the non-union people who don't have the benefit of having someone speak on their behalf in the union. Our people, our chief of police is one of the most dedicated and committed men I know, as is our fire chief, as is my assistant Noel Kisher-Lepper, as is Tina Smigelski, as is our corporation counsel, and they are not being paid accordingly. If you look at the stats countywide, you will see that we have the highest paid patrolman in Lake County, yet our chief is one of the lowest paid in Lake County. That, to me, is a tragedy and a travesty of justice. So yes, I am very passionate about this. It took me 6 months to do this. 6 months. During that period of time, I had extensive conversations with every alderman here. I think they knew where I was headed. I think they knew what I was trying to do. I was trying to make it so we had parity between the ranks and that there was a gap between the patrolmen, the sergeants, the lieutenants, the commanders, the deputy chiefs, and the chiefs. That's in here. I'm committed to make this work. I'm committed to sitting down with each alderman individually and explaining them why I think this is necessary. Will there be changes? Most likely. Do I have a problem with that? Absolutely not. But I guarantee you that we will resolve this issue and we will remain friends. This is not an issue that comes before me that can't be resolved without a little bit of give and take. But understand this, at some point, if you intend to keep good and quality people, you're going to have to pay them. That's the name of the game. No one negotiates for them but me. The unions negotiate for the union officers, and it is my responsibility to negotiate in good faith to give the people who work for this wonderful city an adequate and competent wage for what they do. Thank you. Audience time. Schlett, is it 2427 Walnut? Is it Schlitz?
Good morning. It feels like it. My name is Marcia Schlitz. I live at 2427 Walnut Street, and I, too, am here to address yard waste. But first, I want to start out with a little bit of figures. I did some calculating. From 2008 to 2012, my assessed property value declined more than 50%. During this period, 6 of Waukegan's taxing bodies, not counting the schools, raised their tax rates so that the city would still receive about the same amount of money, even though the assessed values went down. So I've lost more than 50% during this 6-year period of time, 5-year period of time. The city lost $30 from me, and 74 cents. So I can't come up with the $2 million that way. And now I get to pay for my own yard waste. And each ward has at least one block with yard waste waiting to be picked up. Because now they need to have stickers. And I don't know if it was a communication issue, but, not everybody gets the new sun. Not everybody is attached to the hip with internet media. So someone needs to stand up to the table and say, it's our responsibility to deal with this. Now, that's the city, this council that made that decision, from my understanding. So who is going to go door to door to these people that have them all raked in the street and bags piling and piling up on the parkways? The leaves are raked. They are from last year. Never before have we had leaves vacuumed in the spring. Why would we now? Why do people think that we will? It's a communication thing, I think. They don't get the paper, okay, they don't read email, whatever, but they get a water bill. Could have been tucked into that. My understanding was that the leaves were going to be picked up and vacuumed in the fall, but by advanced disposal. So now it's the city that's going to come around? So Waukegan's not picking up anything.
As part of the contract, Advance is now going to perform the vacuuming function.
Okay, but I just thought that some guy named Tom was going to be doing it. But it will be by Advance, not by our orange trucks.
Correct.
But you won't get charged by Advance for it. It was part of the.
Right. We just either pay $225 a bag or $125 for a year.
The
Yes.
vacuuming will take place in the fall.
Right.
Instead of this orange truck we buy, it's going to be an Advance truck.
Right. But for now, those leaves that are out there are going to have to be bagged by the residents. I mean, if they don't want to pick up the leaves, then why are they purchasing property which has leaves and yard and stuff to take care of? Because on my own block, we have a property that's Parkway
Miss,
has...
I'm sorry, your time is up. Your 3 minutes is.
Oh, thanks for interrupting me.
We can talk after this, ma'am. Next, Michael Donnerworth.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I come before you as the president of the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 5, represent the brothers and sisters of the Waukegan Police Department. I represent active and I also represent retired police officers. But more specifically, I'm here to voice our retired officers and their, I am here as a voice of our retired officers and their families over the following issue. As of a few weeks ago, the council voted to stop paying a portion of the retirees' health insurance coverage, which is going to take effect June 1 of this year. In making this decision, you used words and terms directed at these individuals and their families like subsidies, entitlements, budgetary concerns, explicit and implicit costs, and overall burdens. The words and terms that were not expressed to these individuals and their families were thank you. Thank you for your years of service. Thank you for your time spending on midnights. Thank you for your time spent on afternoon. Thank you for all your years here. These retired people have at least 20 years here. I had 30 when I retired. And my cost of my insurance has gone up hugely. I retired 3 years ago. It was $318 for a single coverage. Now I pay $450 a month. It's outrageous. As a fraternal organization, we understand the city faces financial issues. Therefore, the council stated their decision was difficult, but based on the following. There are 280 retirees and family members. Eliminating this burden of paying these individuals' premiums and their families would save approximately $280,000 initially, then approximately $1.4 million annually. While these numbers sound high, it averages out to approximately $400 per month per individual that the city spends for health insurance for the retiree and their family members. A small price to pay for the average number of years these individuals have given to the city. And this amount paid on behalf of these individuals does not deter the fact that the retiree is still paying the bulk of the insurance, either 75% or 90% of the total insurance. Members of the council, furthermore, state that there are other factors which they base their decision on. One of these was that retirees can go outside the system and find cheaper insurance. Well, we've spoken to several of these members who went
Michael,
out.
I'm sorry, 3 minutes is up.
2 minutes?
3.
Maybe, Your Honor,
Yes.
maybe he could make a presentation to the insurance committee at a later date.
Mike, would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next is Jamie O'Mara.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jamie O'Mara, 1318 Chestnut Street, and I'm here on behalf of Waukegan Main Street. First of all, this last weekend was an art walk, our monthly art walk. Once again, we had a grand opening at Karcher Art Space Lofts with Art Live. This grand opening completed the street previously vacant spaces, and the Karcher is now full. I would like to point out, however, that those spaces are still available for paying customers, paying lessees. in case anybody was wondering. But for now, we get to enjoy them as wonderful art spaces. And as someone who was actively involved for the last 10 years when we've been working on this with Waukegan Main Street, bringing art space to Waukegan, and working, Main Street volunteers have worked diligently on this over the last 10 years. It's so gratifying to see this project really take off and bloom the way it has. As for other things going on in Waukegan in our downtown district, I'd first like to get a shout out for our lunch with the mayor. This is one of our annual fundraisers. We do invite the mayor to come and be our guest at that event. That is May 12th, Monday. Reservations are needed. You can go online at waukeganmainstreet.org or call our office at 847-623-6650. Other enjoyment this weekend, Captain Ambivalent and his accordion, I guess, is going to be at Three Brothers Theater Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock. The library's Gold Medal Gala is on Saturday. Reservations are required for that, so please call the library. There's a free Jazz Wave concert in the space at Three Brothers Theater Sunday at 6, again, free. And Clockwise Theater, their third weekend of their play, A Fine Line, is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend and next weekend. Friday and Saturday performances are at 8, Sunday is at 7. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Dan Schaefer?
My name is Dan Schaefer. I live in Park City. I'm representing Red and Black Cab, and I'm just doing a follow-up on the meeting we had at the Judiciary Committee a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to find out if anybody had done anything about this thing here. We need an answer fast because inspection's coming up in May. And a lot of the drivers are going to be out of a job if we don't have this extension from 8 years to 10 years on our cabs. And there's plenty of cabs out there that still can, can still make it for 2 more years. And that's about what I had to say. I don't remember which committee you guys told me to go see, but.
Mayor,
Alderman.
I was told that it should go into public safety.
We'll have, you and I can talk after the council meeting.
Right.
I'll come to my office.
Yeah.
We'll get this in the committee.
Come to
Okay?
your office later on?
Come see me, yes.
But someone was supposed to be talking to Lieutenant.
Yeah.
I talked to Lieutenant
Yeah,
Fitzgerald
you know what,
today.
Dan, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Come and see me.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Diane Veretti?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Diane Veretti, 2597 Club Home Lane. You all know me. You all know I usually come up here to tell you good stuff. So here's my good stuff for right now. This is for you too, Alderman Newsom and Alderman Conkin. So this evening I want to tell you about a recent interesting experience. As you can imagine, at my age I've had lots of experiences, but this was one of the best. I participated in the session of the Waukegan Police Department Citizens Police Academy. A dozen of us graduated last Thursday evening from this 10-week course, and I'd like to encourage other residents of the city to sign up for an upcoming session. I loved every minute of it. Before the first class, I was a little nervous, wondering if such a commitment would prove to be boring or not worth my time. But at the first class, I realized that this was going to be informative and not the least boring. In fact, Thursday evenings became one of the highlights of my week. There are 2 reasons for my enthusiasm. The first is that this course is under the direction of 2 top-notch police officers, Sergeant Kelly, Corey Kelly, who runs the Neighborhood Policing Unit, and Community Services Commander Joe Florip. In addition to Sergeant Kelly and Commander Florip, we were given opportunities to interact with numerous other Waukegan police officers, and every single one of them impressed me. They were knowledgeable, articulate, and eager to share their expertise with us. Their level of training and preparedness is incredible, and I can attest to the fact that the citizens of Waukegan are in excellent hands. The second reason I enjoyed this course so much was the level of hands-on learning. We met from a safe distance, one of the members of the K-9 unit. We lifted fingerprints. We toured the police department facility. We conducted field sobriety tests. We wrote mock traffic tickets and participated in simulated traffic stops. I lifted a battering ram, held a portable shield, fired a handgun at the shooting range, and rode in a squad car for 7 hours with a police officer. We had lessons in criminal justice, patrol functions, drug enforcement, gang activity, investigative techniques, 911 communications, traffic code and enforcement, DUI laws, use of force, and the criminal justice system. And now I know about the Northern Illinois Police Alarm System, the largest multi-jurisdictional strategic weapons and tactics team in the country, with 90 officers representing 71 member agencies in 5 counties. So I want to thank Chief Wallace, Commander Florup, Sergeant Kelly, and the rest of the officers who spent time with us. This was a very valuable experience, one that I hope will be enjoyed by many of my fellow Waukegan residents. I just want to add, I am very thankful for the men and women of the Waukegan Police Department who put their lives on the line for me and for you every single day. Thanks.
Thank you. Chris Terry.
I'm Chris Terry. I'm Chris Terry of 132 North Orchard Avenue, and I represent BAM, the Black Abolition Movement of the Mind. And this poem is called "The Last Summer."
Oh, right quick, you know this is national, for everybody, this is National Poetry Month, and as a 501c3 organization, we want to come out and share the council and the audience, National Poetry Month.
I'm Trayvon in the hoodie. No, I'm Sean Bell. I'm just a young man dreaming, because I rhyme well. How you shoot 50 shots and you're not guilty? They ain't stop pulling their triggers until the clip's empty. You see, we in the land of free. We in the land of peace. Where they serve and they teach, we got the right to bear arms, we got the freedom of speech. They supposed to serve and protect, so why we fear the police? You see? They killing us for how we looking. Got a braced up life, but still crooked. That's so Crooklyn. I mean, that's so Brooklyn. This ain't our life. We just show booking. Dwayne Wayne couldn't make this world different for the young man out here wishing, like Trayvon. So hey, little black boy wonder, I'm here to tell the world to make a change for your last summer. And basically the whole story behind this poem is to show people you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but actually open the book up and actually understand the story of it. Because there's so many days I go out and get judged for how I look, but this is just me. But really inside, I'm a young man with a dream, and I have a business plan and everything to succeed in life. So it's for people just to see. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but actually open it up and read the story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Blanks, Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. I want to share, last year we lost one of our greatest of freedom fighters and ancestors, the Honorable Nelson Mandela. And the piece that I would like to share is attributed to him, and it's titled, "Let the Liberator Live." And it says, now that he's gone, what will you do? I say, let the Liberator live in all of you. Dare to liberate, educate, teach not to hate. What cruel, inhumane treatment of law will you fight to eradicate? The Honorable Nelson Mandela has paid the ultimate price, becoming a shining example of sacrifice, teaching brothers, sisters, pastors, and ministers throughout the world to never sell out, run, or hide. From the front line protest of liberation and struggle, for we too under the red, white, and blue have faces and places that prescribe to the instruments of apartheid. So let the liberator live in all that you do, to abolish injustice, free the wrongly convicted, maliciously prosecuted, brutalized by cops, shot and beat till black and blue. Fight for jobs for the jobless, food and shelter for the homeless and hungry. Become a voice for the voices that advocate and agitate against corrupt political authority. What will you do to change your city, your county, your country around to a true land of equality, abolishing so-called laws filled with injustice and hypocrisy, like the so-called Stand Your Ground? As a people, can we cease the street corner beef to find compassion for peace over violence, love over self-hatred towards our sisters and brothers in these fields of struggle, then turn our sight toward the ultimate fight of spiritual warfare for good over evil, equality of inclusion for all of humanity's color? As a nation, will she keep her promise of repair to descendants of Africa to help heal and rebuild? And in this world of all colors, class, and kind, can we all dare to rise to the occasion to let the liberator live? Thank you all for your time and attention and allowing us to share. Black Abolition Movement for the Mind.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn by Alderman Rivera, seconded by Alderman Moiseo. All in favor? Opposed? No. Good night.